I'm out here at my first ever CES, which is the largest consumer electronics show in the world. Let's go see what's coming out this year. So the first stop for me here at CES is at the Abbott booth, which they have a lot of insane technology and biowearables, and they're doing a lot of really cool stuff. But the thing that interested me the most is the same thing that changed my life and my wife's life, and that's continuous glucose monitors. They have 2 different glucose monitors that I'm interested in. The first one is called the Lingo, which people are learning about behind me right here. And this is for consumers who aren't diabetic, who just want to tap into their biology and learn what their body is doing when they're eating certain meals, what their glucose is doing, what their energy is doing, which super insightful. I recommend personally, anybody 18 years and older should do this for at least 14 days just to see what their body is doing when they're eating certain foods and living a certain way. But they also have another CGM, and this is for people who are diabetic, which has some really interesting AI. And the things that I like, if you've ever looked into CGMs before, the things that I like is that there's only one app you have to connect to, whereas some of the other CGMs I've worn in the past, you have to connect to multiple apps. They have to be open at all times, which can draw a little bit of your phone's battery while it's working. I like that there's just one app, and it's super simple and easy to use. I will be experimenting with this product in later videos, but for me, right now, I think CGMs are something that every human being, 18 and older, should at least try once. All right, we're at the Abbott booth, and we're about to do a grip strength test to see who has stronger forearms.
All right, you ready?
I guess, you gotta turn it on.
3, 2, 1. 129.
128. Oh! You're stronger. You are the beast.
By 1 pound.
Dang, dude. It's my new friend. His name is Earl. I'm about to play tic-tac-toe with a robot. Let's see.
You get first move, so make it. Whoa, that's a slick play.
Gotta take the corner. There we are. It's a draw. He did pretty good.
Our brains are on the same wavelength today.
Good job. So I have to point this out. There are so many humanoid robotics at this event. Like everywhere you turn, there's a different humanoid robotic. This is probably the cutest one that I've seen. It's soft. It's got cute little eyes on it. It's called the Fourier. And a lot of the other ones that I've seen, I mean, this isn't something I'm super interested in. It's not like health and wellness related. And I don't think these things will be in homes anytime really soon. But if you are interested in robotics and tech, like, I thought I should show this off. I just played tic-tac-toe against a robot, and it was a draw, which is interesting. Like, who would have thunk that we would be playing tic-tac-toe and board games against humanoid robotics here in 2026, that they actually can put the pieces down. Like, it's really, really wild. But I don't really know personally, like, where one of these would fit into my lifestyle, but I could see if I was elderly or somebody who needed help around the house organizing things. That's what I just talked to some of the people here. That's really what the goal is. Companionship. Having a companion that can do certain things around the house and help with certain household things. But I really think we're a long way off of seeing these in our homes, which is probably a good thing. But technology is moving really fast. We'll see what happens. Another thing that I'm seeing a lot of here is like vacuums, smart vacuums for your home. Like there's Roborock behind me, huge setup, like absolute huge setup. There's so much going on over there. I haven't even had a chance to really like go over there and see anybody. I don't know what's going on, but they just have demos going on all day long. And as somebody who owns a home and has kids and pets and a lot of people over all the time, we have a Roborock. I bought it a year or so ago. My brother recommended it to me, and it's been great. But I've had to like replace the pads and replace all of the actual like components to it multiple times. And it does take a little bit of work to keep clean in my house. But Shervin's over here at Narwhal, which is another vacuum for your house, a smart vac, and I just got a little demo on it, got to learn a little bit more about it, and they weren't bashing Roborock, but they have some features that are, in my mind, pretty interesting. So let's go take a look at that. So Narwhal's been around since 2016. They've had a lot of different revisions, all the way up to this year, the 2026 model, which is apparently called the Flow 2.0, which has a lot of features, has a lot of AI built in, so it can detect your pet, it can detect things on the ground that you don't want to vacuum up. One of the things I realized, and maybe others if you're watching this and you've maybe owned one of the vacuums, the smart vacuums that you can get from like Target and stuff, is they lack a lot of the features that are practical. I've had a lot of friends in the past, including family, who've bought those vacuums and had pets, and it didn't see that there was dog poop on the floor, ran over dog poop, and instead of vacuuming the whole house, it just smeared dog poop all over the house. And you've probably heard horror stories like that too. These vacuums now have so much technology built into them. Like the one I have, which is a few years old, has great features, but what I'm learning is some of the features in the new stuff today that we're seeing is even better. So if you own a home or you're tired of just vacuuming for yourself, these are products that are definitely worth looking at. And I don't have plans of doing reviews of them, but I don't know. I own a home and this stuff's important to me, so that's why I'm sharing it. And being at a consumer electronics show, you can't walk 20 feet without seeing a smart home solution. This is Aqara. This is one that I'm actually pretty interested in. I just learned a lot about. They're launching today the first UWB, which is ultra wideband smart home locks. So basically, it's kind of similar to a Tesla, if you're familiar, where your iPhone can be connected to the lock, meaning if you walk up to your front door with your iPhone in your pocket, if it's connected to it, it'll unlock. When you walk away, it will lock, which is really cool. I think going into smart homes, like if you're into this kind of tech and you're into that type of stuff, smart thermostats, smart locks, security, sensors, all of that stuff, I think for a lot of people, they're looking for a product that takes the mind, the thinking out of it. Like there's so many things we have to make decisions on every single day, and when did I lock my house isn't one of them, and you know your house is locked, that's going to give a lot of people peace of mind. This is Govee, and they have really cool stand-up lights over here for the corner. You can change the lights. They've got speakers built into their lights. They've got outdoor lights, and it's just a vibe. Like every time I see their ads, I'm like, this is a cool-looking light company that, you know, I want to check out. This is worth stopping and talking about. So I'm here at Siemens, and I thought it was like, I see a Volkswagen bus here. I'm like, oh, this is kind of interesting, but I see the steering wheel moving in there and nobody's touching it. So I'm like, let me just walk in there and see what's going on. Just got it explained to me. Their goal is to launch full self-driving additions, add-ons to your current car. So it's an ad that gets added into your steering column, and there's a lot that I'm not going to be able to explain. But basically, eventually, any of us can add full self-driving to our cars that we currently have. That's the goal. That's what they're working towards. And that's pretty freaking cool. A lot of what drives automotive sales is the tech that's inside the automotive and boats. Like I saw a couple boat companies that were here, and there's John Deere and Caterpillar and all sorts of cool stuff. Waymo's right behind me. But there's a lot of tech that's being showcased here for automotive, which it's pretty interesting. Now this is something that has grabbed my attention. This is called the Tensor, and it is the Earth's first personal robocar, meaning autonomous driving. You can sit in there and get work done. I feel like for me, like driving is such a waste of life because you can't get so much done. I mean, like I want to edit reels and I want to respond to comments. There's so much I want to do as a content creator, but driving is just a literal waste of life. I despise it. I loathe driving. So having a car that is a premium car, that is a safe car, that can drive me, and I don't have to even be engaged in it, is really, really cool. I just had the privilege of talking to Dr. Lee, who has been the creator of this entire car from day one, and got a lot of really cool information from her. So I'm going to share that conversation right now.
We have to work with multiple design firms and agencies, but what's special about this car is that the design is not really designed by designer. It's decided, all the shapes and contours, every line is decided by AI. So we need to maximize the sensor positioning, the sensor field of view, all of that decide how the car should look like. The height, the length, the width. I had to fight really hard to have those contours because the engineers don't want any blind spot. So that's the art of creating this car. It's decided by AI.
For optimal performance.
Exactly.
For all the sensors to work at their absolute best.
Absolutely.
And give the passengers the safest and most enjoyable experience.
Yes.
So cool.
How far are you in terms of testing? Like, do you have fully running prototypes on the road already, or is this more of a concept stage still?
Oh, we're way beyond concept. If we wanted to launch a concept, we could have done it 3 years ago.
Okay.
So this is no longer concept cars. These are engineering cars, and we've built hundreds of them already. This is way bigger than the Tesla Model X.
Bigger than the X?
Yes. Okay. This is 18 feet long.
It's a beast.
It is.
Third row potential?
Potential, but we want the space to be large. So you have the abundance. We have a signed LOI with Green Mobility. They are the largest car sharing company in Denmark. we're definitely very, very interested in European market. Tensor is like the fundamental concept, and it's used a lot in the frontier AI. All of the neural networks, you can consider them as tensor operations. And we think that really captures like the soul of the car. So we chose that name. Came up with hundreds of names. The first start of production is a little bit later this year. Yeah, so it's coming up very soon.
And there's a lot of information you are going to want to get on this car, so definitely check out the Tensor. Like, just Google it and look up information, and be aware this is coming. This is the future of automotive. We will no longer have to drive cars. And honestly, I'm here for it. We've entered another section. This is the Apollo scooter, which Shervin is like a celebrity over here. Everyone wants to take pictures with him. I think I've seen people on the road with these because they have these super bright lights. Like, here's one, you can see the lights on the bottom, on the side. There's a lot of cool features about this. Obviously, you know, when it comes to an electric scooter, I think what you're looking for is safety, and what you're looking for is speed and just use cases. Like, how can you actually use this? I live in Florida, so it's kind of difficult for me to enjoy a scooter because there's not a lot of like areas where I could ride. But Shervin lives in New York. Like, this is kind of a necessity. My brother used to have a bunch of these scooters and he loved them. But what caught my attention too is there's this little bike over here called the Link bike, and it's a concept. They haven't launched it yet. But for me, my kids have had Stasic bikes for years, and actually Wyatt learned how to ride a bike on the Stasic bike, which is an electric bike. Transitioning, this is for parents out there, like letting your kids learn how to ride a bike on an electric bike, transitioning to the pedal bikes is actually pretty easy for them. This is exciting to see. There's so many different brands around here, but this is the Apollo brand, and they are for sale in the States, which not a lot of these are. Now I found something that has absolutely piqued my interest. This is Blue Eddy Energy Pro, and they have batteries, like backup portable batteries that you can use when you're camping. And I asked a question. I assumed the answer was going to be no because I have searched high and low and have not been able to find one of these. But I asked, do you have a battery that I could use to charge and power up a 50 amp sauna? And he said yes, and walks me over here and shows me this. This is the Blue Eddy Apex 300, and it does have 50 amp, 30 amp, and 20 amp all built into the outside, plus a bunch of other plugs that you can use. And you can stack these things up on top of each other, and you can actually power up your entire house. You can have as many of these as you need so that you can back up power your entire house in the event of a outage, which is another thing that I need. But what I really needed was something that I could use to just charge up and turn on a sauna, and turns out they actually have it. Blue Eddy, way to go. So now we're stopping here at the Plod booth, which Plod makes a AI Notetaker that you can have attached to the back of your phone. You can wear it as a pin. It's magnetic. It's kind of cool. Like, I was thinking like it's probably something I would never use, but then I was talking to a few people and I'm like, oh, that actually is pretty interesting. So if you're in like a meeting, if you work somewhere and you have meetings, you can literally have Plod take the notes for you and summarize everything for you, giving you a breakdown of when things were said, what the important topics that were talked about during that conversation were said. It's actually pretty interesting. And even for me, like, I go to a lot of events where there's guest speakers, and it would be nice to have something like that could just take the notes for me. And then after everything, after I've decompressed, even on the plane flying back, I can go back through and really highlight the things that were important to me. So it's cool that there's technology like this. It's actually really affordable. There's 3 different options ranging from $189 to $130. Not that expensive. So if you're somebody looking for a AI note taker, something that's in a very small, non-invasive product, this could be a good one to look at. If you've been following CES 2026 at all, you have probably seen the Handy. And yes, everyone looks twice, and it's exactly what you think it is. It is a personal interactive stroker. And though it seems funny, it seems like a sex toy, it's actually a medical device, and it was designed for people who can't physically please themselves. Maybe an elderly person who lost his wife and can no longer please himself. This is legit. Like, this is absolutely legit. That's what it was designed for. So a lot of people are laughing about this, but it is the highest trending product here at CES this year. So kind of have to talk about it. The next product doesn't typically pertain to me as a man. It's called OwnBody, and OwnBody is a device that helps women with their, you know what? Let me just get a pro in here. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Can you answer the question, what does OwnBody do for women?
Yeah, OwnBody uses wearable neurostimulation to help women have shorter, lighter periods. We do that by targeting 2 very cool nerves, the trigeminal and vagus nerves, and by stimulating those, we're actually able to help the body do what it already naturally does, just more enhanced. And so we're able to help prime platelets in such a way that it helps slow bleeding by clotting more efficiently. And the other side is we're able to balance the autonomic nervous system in such a way that we see cramping reductions, mood swing reductions, gastric upset reductions, and mood stability.
So interesting. And what I heard was this isn't something you wear all the time.
Nope.
You wear it for, go ahead.
2 hours every day that you menstruate or have symptoms. So if you cramp leading up to your period, throw that own body on. Or if you bleed heavily during your period, 2 hours every day should help to manage your body so that it does what it already naturally does better.
Cool.
I think what's important to know is healthy menstruation is more than fertility. It's more than just having babies someday. It's really about mental health, cognitive function, bone density, muscle structure. And those are parts that we're just now fully beginning to understand and realize for the woman. And so knowing that we can help a body do that, what it's supposed to do naturally, just in a better way, is really exciting for us.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
That is awesome. As someone who is married and has 3 daughters and experiences
Yep.
the menstrual cycles,
Hey, good
all of
dad
them,
here. Good dad
including
here.
luteal.
Yes.
Does this help with luteal at all?
So obviously luteal phase is right before you bleed.
Yeah.
And a lot of women suffer from anxiety, sleeplessness,
Yeah.
severe cramping during that time. And so we do have users that use it outside of just when they bleed specifically.
That is awesome. For those of you watching, if you're a male, luteal is when your wife wants to murder you.
Yeah, she hates you for no reason.
For no reason. We didn't change. Nothing happened. We're still us, but they want to murder us. That is what luteal is. Learn about luteal, dudes. Trust me, it'll save your life.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure.
And now we're at HooverAir. HooverAir makes a drone that is basically a portable flying camera. They also have a drone that can take off and land in water. It's made for surfers. It's made for people who wakeboard, surf, stand-up paddleboard, and kayak. It has follow mode, and it lasts 23 minutes. This is a drone that I think has been missing in my life for a long time, so let's go check it out. And that was the craziest tech that I saw at CES. I hope you liked it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, my friends, and God bless.